Hello and good morning. And today's topic is, subject of your graduation, does it matter? So that is the question. And in fact, it's a very interesting question for many people. And many are even tensed also about this graduation subject. So, generally, there are two things. If you have already completed your graduation or if you're already going through the graduation and where there is no choice. So naturally there is, for you have to complete your graduation right now and you have to proceed with this. There is no choice as far as the existing graduation subject is concerned. We cannot change and all. That is one thing. The other aspect is, if you are in 12th or 11th, 12th or after 10th, and then if you're thinking about taking an optional graduation subject, and should you think about the graduation subject, so that is the question. See, now if you look at the the previous results of the last so many years, maybe 10 years, 15 years, you can see that there is a general increase in the influx of the engineers and doctors in civil service exam in the final results. That is not because there is any special liking for UPSC for engineers and doctors in India. It is only because more and more people after 12th, they are entering into engineering and medical science. The number of engineering and medical colleges have multiplied many times. There is a craze for that. There is a general impression in our country that engineers and doctors are able to get better job, faster job, better remuneration. So that is why anyone who is comparatively good in studies, I mean, even if you are an average student, then the parents are always pushing them for engineering and medicine. Because of that, the number of engineers and medicine, and especially those who are slightly good in studies, their number has gone up dramatically. So only because of that, the final results also we find more engineers and doctors coming into picture. Most of them are not using their graduation subject as an optional subject. So they are shifting out. They are, moving away from their own graduation subject and taking another subject in the civil service exam as an optional subject, and they are proceeding. So, UPSC is not bothered about your background. UPSC is not bothered about in which subject you completed your graduation. UPSC has no preference whatsoever when it comes to your graduate subject. But in whichever subject you have taken graduation, when you come for the interview, the personality test, UPSC, the board members will ask questions from your subject. And if you fail to answer those questions, then it is a big negative point for you. You get through, you be a graduate from any subject. Any of the UGC approved subjects from anywhere in the world. It's not that you have to be a graduate from India only. You can be a graduate from outside India also. Only thing is that it's a UGC approved graduation should be there. That's all. And then they will ask questions. The UPSC, the board members in the interview, definitely they will ask questions on those what you studied. Then if you are not able to answer, it is a big negative point. So there is no special marks for what graduation you have done. There is not at all. So you need not worry about your graduation subject. My only request is, if you are in graduation already and if you are pursuing your studies, be a good graduate. Study the subject well. Know the subject. You should know what you studied. You should be able to answer questions based on what you studied. Your understanding of that subject matter is very important. So even if you are not using as a subject for your optional subject in our civil service exam, no problem. Your graduation subject may not be there in our civil service exam as an optional. It's okay. But your focus should be to study well, and you should be able to answer those questions when you are asked. So there are questions from your graduation in our interview. And you cannot escape that, and if you fail to answer, then you will get less marks. There is no doubt in the interview. So in the written exam, it doesn't matter. But yes, now so my first point is, be any graduate, it doesn't make any difference for you. Whatever you are studying, you please study well. Then after graduation, or rather during the graduation time, we'll have to choose an optional subject of your liking. So some of you might have taken a graduation subject without knowing much. After 12th, you are forced to take something. Your parents told, your friends told, your uncle told. So because of that, you took a subject, and now you are in deep trouble. And after taking it, you are not comfortable with that subject, or you are not happy with the teaching in the college. So you may be in trouble. So it's okay, but you manage it. Please manage it so that you are not losing your year and time and all. And try to study as maximum as possible from that, so that you know something to answer in those areas. You choose another subject which of your liking, and maybe from the arts area. Now, if you have to come out of your graduation subject and pick a subject, then I will prefer some of the arts subjects like history, geography, sociology, political science, public administration, anthropology, even literature some people take. So you can choose any of them. That is never a problem. And your graduation subject as such is not a problem. If you have to choose a graduation subject, and if you are 100% sure that you want to do only civil services, then you can think about taking some of the subjects like political science or sociology and all. But otherwise, I will generally prefer and say that you don't bother about your graduation. After 12th, you take whatever you feel like, or whatever your parents are telling. As a backup, you can keep as an engineering or a medical science also with you. You please continue with what others are talking about, the possibility of getting a job. And once the graduation is over, take a break, prepare for civil service for at least 1 year properly, and take a couple of attempts. And if it is not working out, you continue with your graduation subject and continue with the job there. And along with the job also, you can continue writing this exam. Or you go for a post-graduation, and along with the post-graduation. So my formula is always, immediately after graduation, take a 1 year break, prepare exclusively for civil service exam, and write the exam. And if you are able to clear the preliminary, well and good. If you are not able to clear the preliminary at that time after the first attempt, you go for maybe a post-graduation, or you go for a job. Along with that, find a job such a way that you have some time to self-study, because you are not going to attend any more class, because you already attended the classes. So 1 year class is more than sufficient. So after 1 year class, start self-study, and you do your job also, maybe your post-graduation also, and your civil service attempt can continue. So that is what I wanted to say in general. So my answer to the question is, does graduation matter? It doesn't matter, but you should know you should know something about that graduation. Whichever graduation you are taking, you should be able to answer questions from that when you are asked in the interview. Interview questions will come. And after that, you can choose any optional subject for your UPSC exam. General studies does not require your graduation subject and all, because general studies are common sense, general knowledge, which anybody can pick up anytime. So there is no problem whatsoever in general studies. General studies is almost 80% of the syllabus. 20% is your graduation, optional subject. So for that, yes, you can pick up any subject, maybe history, maybe geography, maybe sociology, anything of whichever you like, you please take, and you can continue with your civil service exam. So civil services, no bar, no pressure on your graduation, but you enjoy your graduation, study well, so that you can answer something from the graduation subject. So that is my general opening remarks about this particular topic. Now a couple of questions I am already seeing. Currently, that is Gaurav, he is saying studying in Tier 4 College of Kanpur University, but I have option to join Tier 3 Engineering College or BHU, but this will lead to loss of 1 year. So what is it? See, now if your goal is civil service exam, get a graduation wherever you are, you please take the graduation. Study that subject well. Don't worry about, even if you are doing from an open university, doesn't matter. If you know the subject, UPSC is more than happy, because there are so many, I have seen so many people who are getting through this exam are even after taking graduation from an Indira Gandhi Open University, IGNOU, or some other open university, Delhi School of Open Learning. So I have seen the School of Open Learning students in Delhi finally getting through civil service exam. So your college or graduation subject doesn't matter if you know the subject and if you are willing to sit and study well. And now, as Gaurav is saying that I want to study, I want to appear in 2023. Yes, enough time, 2 years time, almost 3 years time is there. So please use it properly. Every day, spend at least 3-4 hours for civil service exam point of view, some basic reading like NCRTs and newspaper reading, some answer writing practice. So you please do all those things. Your graduation doesn't matter. I will not suggest you to switch over your college to another college right now and lose 1 year and then, get a graduate. It doesn't make much difference as far as this. These labels are only for some time. If you have stuff inside, nobody will complain about from which college you got the graduation. Whether it tier 4 or tier 5, college, it doesn't matter. But, if you know, people will say, even after coming from that college, he knows so much. That's great. That is what is more important. So I think you should not be worried too much about that. And please continue with your graduation wherever you are. I think that is my answer for you. Then, sir, BA Public Administration is best for UPSC. So Shiva is asking. See, I think that is again, I will not say that BA Public Administration is the best for UPSC and all. See, public administration, if you are taking BA in public administration, naturally, you will be able to use this as an optional subject. No doubt regarding that. You can use this as your optional subject in civil service exam. So, if you are already studying as your graduation, as a graduate, suppose you are studying sociology or public administration or history, then I will suggest that please look into the UPSC syllabus also. Please look into the syllabus, study the UPSC syllabus also simultaneously along with your graduation. So that by the time you end your graduation, if you can complete the UPSC syllabus also with answer writing practice, long answer, you see the UPSC main exam question pattern where you are supposed to answer in 200 words, 300 words, 150 words, like that. So if you practice answer writing in that number of word limit, that can be a great achievement for you. So if you are into these kind of subjects like history, geography, art subjects in your graduation, and think of taking that in your UPSC exam also. So by the time you complete your graduation, you can use this for civil service exam. So that can be a great achievement for you. So that way your graduation subject can be of great help. See, now again I would like to add a couple of points here. See, if you are a lawyer, if you are doing LLB, then you can think of taking law as a optional subject in civil service exam. But if you are an outsider, I will not prefer, if you are not taken law as your graduation subject, or if you are not doing law, don't take law as an optional subject in civil service exam. Similarly, commerce and accountancy, you can take provided you are preparing, or rather you are doing, commerce and BCom you are doing, and then you can think. Otherwise, as an outsider, don't take. Even in the case of economics, don't take economics as a subject if you are not doing economics in graduation. So certain subjects you can take only if you are doing graduation. Then only you will have that in-depth understanding. Today, even I will say subjects like psychology. If you are doing a graduation in psychology, then you think of taking psychology as a subject. Otherwise, I will not suggest you to take that subject. So then, next question, sir, English literature is a good option or not? That is Anakha Srikumar. Yeah. See, English literature is a good subject, no doubt regarding that, provided you are good in literature. Because your literary skill, if your ability to write, good paragraphs, good sentences, without mistake, good, a bit of flowery language also. Literature requires a bit of literary skill. If you have that, then you take, because it's a wonderful subject. I have seen so many people getting through with English literature as an optional subject. But the condition is you should have good command over language. If your command is not good, then please don't take. That is the only answer from my side. Then, when the offline classes will start? See, when the offline classes, that is Ritika Sharma is asking. Ritika, how can I tell? Because Corona is going on across India. Delhi is peaking right now, and we are not allowed to start anything. We are not allowed to start the classes. So, I will not be able to tell anything right now. But if the government is saying, HRD ministry is saying that in August, after August 15, we can think of starting schools and colleges. If they start at that time, I will also be more than happy because we are ready. But a realistic figure, I think, not before August 15. I mean, that is the most realistic time which I can talk about right now, I think. Otherwise, nothing can be said. Now, the cases in Delhi and all, this is the peak will be in the first week of July, it seems. So, and there may be another shutdown. We don't know. I mean, what the government is thinking, we have absolutely no clue about that. So anyway, so Diya Jason, I am a graduate in BA Sociology, and I have started preparing for UPSC, and I have planned to take my exam in 2023. How can I utilize this 2 years of preparation properly? And how good can be the graduation subject? See, this sociology is a wonderful subject. You must take sociology as an optional subject only, and no doubt regarding that. So, you please study in your graduation time itself. You complete your UPSC syllabus also properly, and spend 2-3 hours every day. So now another question is, it is my Gaurav, it is my attempt in 2023. Should I join ALS for extensive batch? Yes, as early as possible you can do, because current affairs and revision will continue even after that. So there is no harm in joining in 21-22. Definitely you can join. Then political science and IR, there is a question. Definitely that is also a good subject. Again, you have in-depth understanding and study during the graduation time itself. Other is a good subject. Then how good is economics as an optional? Any coaching on economics? See, that is what I wanted to say, Subham. Economics and kind of economics, law, commerce and accountancy, these are the kind of subjects where I will prefer you to have a graduation as a background. If you have a graduation, then only you take it. And coaching and all, it is very difficult to get. Because not many people from outside will take. So coaching is not normally available. So you will have to rely more on self-study and maybe some of your college professors and all. I don't think you will get very good coaching in Delhi for this. Not only with us, even outside also you may not be getting that. So you have to be extremely careful about that. Sir, missing your classes to the 16 batch. Thank you, Devendra. So I will hope when you please come for interview, then we will meet you. Then Asanwani, sir, please suggest the books for political science optional. See, these things are easily available in the in net also. Okay, so please type in Google. You please search. You will easily get it. There are so many teachers who are talking about which are the subjects to be books to be read and all. So I am not a subject expert of political science, so I will not be able to tell that. So, but it is easily available. You will definitely get it. You please search. I mean, if you are not able to get, I will also contact my political science teacher and ask, and I'll let you know that. But right now, I think it is easily which books to be read and all easily available in the in the internet itself. So please utilize that, and please look into that. So the selection of subject in the civil service exam, and what subject you want, what your graduation. See, there is not much connection as such. But if you are having something, please utilize that. That's the only thing I would like to say. Another question, what is being asked is, please upload videos on 2-3 year ALS live app. I mean, Gaurav, upload videos on 2-3 year ALS live app. See, we have just started ALS live app now only. So I don't think 2-3 years things are not there. So in future it will be coming. Please don't worry. We are coming out the full-fledged course in online course. We are coming because of the Corona lockdown. We are seriously thinking about starting a new course only online, and we are in a few days we are launching it, and it will be. So even if you are sitting at home, and even if you are not coming to Delhi, in this condition, you will be able to attend those classes, and we are an elaborate program. You please wait maybe a few days. We are launching it in the next 1 week. About a full online program, a GS program we are starting right now because of the uncertainties about the offline classes. When can we start in Delhi and all? We have no clarity, so we are just waiting. So, once again, are NCRTs and ALS study material enough for the first year of my 2-year preparation? Definitely. In fact, in addition, newspaper reading. See, what we are giving, NCRT, my formula is always that, NCRT plus our ALS material will cover 90% of what is required. So, nobody can, assure you 100% of material and all, but definitely, 90% 90% of what is required will be covered in our NCERT and our ALS material. Absolutely no doubt regarding that. And anyway, see, once you are exposed to these classes, you also will come to know what all to pick and what not to pick from outside. You will be able to look into the previous questions. You will get more clarity. You yourself will start identifying topics. You yourself will start thinking that yes, this can come, this cannot come. Like that, you will get ideas. So please don't worry about that particular aspect, because your knowledge, your understanding will help in identifying topic, and then you will start deciding what to read and what not to read. So you will get clarity. Please don't worry about that. Then another question, sir, any suggestion regarding agriculture? See, agriculture as an option is again good subject, provided you have done agriculture as a graduation. Otherwise, please don't take. If you are taking agriculture graduation, agriculture is a good subject, absolutely no problem. Then again, sir, many people, randomly going for humanities optional subjects because they think these are scoring. See, it's not because of scoring subject as such. Humanities is easy to study, easy to manage. Even without a teacher, you can study. That is one of the biggest reasons. And you can easily, bring in command. You can have a command over the subject within 3-4 months. You will feel good because you can see the previous questions, you can answer it, you can write it, and you can understand it very easily. Books are available, teachers are available. That is why people are taking humanities subject. Otherwise, it is not that there is high scoring or anything. There is nothing called, any subject which is high scoring or low scoring these days. If you have command, you can score in any subject. That is the bottom line about optional subjects. Okay, so please don't think of that. You people are taking because it is scoring. It is not about the scoring thing. Sir, you are a perfect and the best mentor. Thank you, Goyal. So Uttam. So anyway, Gaurav, is Hindi Sahitya a good optional if I am from science background? See, your science background doesn't matter in Sahitya, in literature. Why? Because your literary skill, your ability to write good sentences, good poetic and good, fluent Hindi, fluent literature in your area, Marathi literature or Malayalam literature or Tamil literature, you can do, provided you have that basic skill that you might have already tested by participating in essay competitions and other, elocution competition and all. If you are good in that, if you think you are able to do that, in a good set, sometimes you have to remember also, memorize quotations and all, then only you can do it. So please make sure that you are, you are having that skill. If you have that skill, then you please do. Otherwise, you please don't do. Then one more question in between. I would like to take sociology as an optional subject as well as public administration, which is the best. See, both are good. Anjali, there is nothing called, which is more scoring, less scoring and all. Both are good. It all depends on your interest. If you are, whichever subject you have interest, you please take. If you like sociology, you take sociology. If you like, public administration, you can take public administration. Then Anakha, I am a graduate in English literature and I love to write as well. But when I inquire about the literature subject as an optional, many are telling that we cannot score. This is not like that. See, that is wrong. If you are good in writing, good prose and all, I will suggest you to continue with literature rather than taking another subject. And you please see the UPSC syllabus, you please see the previous year questions. And if you are able to answer most of the questions right now without much study, please take literature only. I will not ask you to change that. Then Devin says, shall we study optional subject right now? Yes, you have to. Is there any solved paper book of geography? There is nothing called solved paper and all. Yeah? You first study the subject. Bring in some command. If you are taking geography, have some command in the subject first. Then only you can think about, solved paper and all. Don't look at the question answer right now. So, have the knowledge of the subject. Study the subject. Then we can think of doing it. Okay. So that is about, Devendra's question that shall we take geography? Start studying. In fact, even if you are taking in 2023, 24, if you know that this is the subject I want to take, spend 1 or 2 hours on that subject every day. That is the best thing. So you spend some time on the subject on a daily basis. That is more important and that will help you. So please study that. And any offer for old students? See, definitely there will be old student offers are there. You please contact our institute. We are not leaving you and we will not leave any old student unattended. Anytime you please come back and any subject, we will help you in preparing as well as fee concession and all, definitely we will be providing. Please don't worry about that. I cannot tell you what is that offer right now, depending upon the subject. Okay, so that's about it. And I think that's all in that. Not many questions right now. So my final conclusion is, you take any graduation subject, that is doesn't matter. You should have some knowledge about that subject, whichever you have taken. Then you decide. If you are not comfortable in that, switch over to some humanity subject, which is easy to manage, easy to get material, easy to get teacher, and then you yourself can study without much an external support, external teachers. In science, you require too many people to explain to you and all. Here, it may not be required. So things are not that difficult. So you can easily manage. So thank you for joining, and thank you for listening to me. And I hope I could answer some of your questions. In the coming weeks also, we will be continuing with this kind of the series. So definitely, we will answer more questions from you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.